Hi, I'm Claude Curran and I'm a doctor running for Congress in Massachusetts' 9th Congressional District. Please watch my other videos to learn what my candidacy is all about. I want to tell you about a lot of ways we can make our society function more smoothly and save money, how we can decrease our enormous tax burden and the economic burdens caused by our own inefficiency and corruption. We spend a lot of money on problems that easily lay within our control to reduce or stop. But again, there are powerful economic interests who don't really want us to understand the nature of these problems and don't want us to change what we're doing. Let me give you another example. Methadone maintenance treatment for opiate and heroin addicts. Methadone treatment is a topic of particular concern for me, not only because of the human rights violation perpetrated by this industry, but also for the problems this industry has caused me, both professionally and personally. Opiate addiction is a snake pit. Addicts struggle, their family, friends, and other relationships all suffer. These addicts rarely get better. They're usually addicted for decades. See my other videos on this subject. But there's big money in treating this population, and you're paying for it. Detox after detox, relapse after relapse. The addict basically falls in love with the drug. My patients have told me, it's my food, my family, my sleep, it's everything. I told the judge I'd marry heroin if I could. Heroin is all the love I'll ever need. And these other chemicals, like Percocet and OxyContin, and even methadone and even buprenorphine, they're all addicting too. Now, addiction is not a disease. No, I don't think it's a disease. Diseases sometimes are cut and dry. You make the diagnosis, you give the medicine, the disease goes away, the person gets better. Doctor's a hero, great. But addiction is worse than a disease. It's more accurately described as a condition. It's like having a stroke. Often there's permanent damage, permanent changes, or deficits. Addicting chemicals, all of them, cause a stroke in the area of the brain that controls mood, leaving the addict unable to control their anxiety, depression, or maintain mood stability without their drug or medicines that mimic the effect of their so-called drug of choice, as if there were a degree or an element of freedom in that choice. The methadone industry exploits addicts. I have watched this over the last 8 years. The local methadone clinics have doubled the average methadone dose in my patients on methadone. The average methadone dose 8 years ago was around 60 milligrams daily. Today it's over 100 milligrams. Why? Well, I'm not sure, but my best guess is that they are trying to avoid losing patients to buprenorphine or Suboxone. Please see my other video where I talk about Suboxone. At a methadone dose of 16 milligrams a day, a patient can more easily change to Suboxone, but at doses over 70 milligrams, the withdrawal symptoms from methadone are agonizing. Most addicts will agree that withdrawing from methadone is more dreadful than withdrawal from heroin. The methadone clinics can treat patients with Suboxone, but they rarely do. And when they do, they continue to make the patients come to the clinic every day just to get their pill. Why? Money. I see many of my Suboxone patients once every 3 months. I give them a 15-day supply of med with 5 refills. I have many patients who have been stable on this regimen for a long time, and only on a modest dose. I want to show you something. As of the spring of 2012, these are the pages from habitopco.com. About us, general information, overview of services, community relations, resources. Read all these resources that are available to these people that's suffering from addiction. Now I want to show you something. Here is a page from the Code of Federal Regulations, Title 21, Chapter 1, Part 50, Protection of Human Subjects, Subpart 50, Informed Consent of Human Subjects, Section 50.25, Elements of Informed Consent. Informed consent is a basic right of all patients. It is basically a patient's right to know about his treatment. Now you can read about this section on your own, but I just want to point out number 4. Let me read it to you. This is under Basic Elements of Informed Consent. In seeking informed consent, the following information shall be provided to each subject. And there's a list of many pieces of information that should be provided to a subject or a patient, okay? Skip down to number 4. A disclosure of appropriate alternative procedures or courses of treatment, if any, that might be advantageous to the subject or patient. Now go back to habitopco.com. Any mention of Suboxone, that they could also treat with Suboxone, that methadone is not the only medicine to treat your opiate addiction, I don't see anything about Suboxone or buprenorphine. Why shades of Tuskegee? It appears that the methadone industry has never heard of the Belmont Report and principles of respect for persons and beneficence. This is unjust, and they are in violation of federal regulations regarding informed consent. Gee, is there any whistleblower money here? So, help me to free the methadone slaves. Please vote for me in November. I'm Claude Curran, independent candidate for Congress in Massachusetts' 9th Congressional District. Please stop by my campaign headquarters at 198 Hanover Street in Fall River, Massachusetts to sign my nomination papers. Thank you.